Well, it's great to be with you today on Give Us This Day. I'm so excited because God always has such a great word for us. When we seek Him, we're going to find Him, and He has such a great reward for us. And so today I had a few minutes of time available to me, so I went and listened to Pastor Rick Munoz as part of the Tuesday morning service. And as I was listening to him, I was so stirred in my faith and so stirred in my spirit. And the word I want to share with you is from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31. So I'm going to get right into it. In Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6, it says, "Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, He is the one who goes with you, and He will not leave you nor forsake you." Then Moses called Joshua and said to him in the sight of all of Israel, "Be strong and of good courage, for you must go with this people into the land which the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall cause them to inherit it." And notice what it says here in verse 8. It says, "And the Lord, He is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear nor be dismayed." As I was reading this and listening with Pastor Rick, and God was just speaking to me about a breakthrough. And so I know that there's someone that's listening today that needs to know that you're in the middle of a breakthrough, that God has something supernatural, that He's going to show Himself so faithful to you, and you're going to see this breakthrough come to pass. And so someone, I just know that as I was listening to Pastor Rick, it just sure as I'm sitting here talking with you now these many weeks later as this airs, I want you to hear this word. God is a God of breakthrough, and He's doing great things in your life, and He ever goes before us. He's ever leading us, and He wants us to be strong and of good courage. He wants us to be strengthened and have a resolve, a confidence in what He's doing. But it's not a confidence in you. It's not a confidence in your might. It's not a confidence in your ability. It's a confidence in what He's going to do. And so today, I don't want you to be thinking about we can get so caught up in all the fearful parts. Well, what about this and what about that? And how's this going to work out? And how's that going to work out? It says, do not be afraid. Do not be motivated by fear. Be motivated by faith. Know that God is going before you. And so I just want to encourage you today that we're going into a new land. We're going into a new promise. God is opening up things to us that have not been opened to us before. And it can make us anxious. I was just coming back from vacation. The reason I'm so awfully tan is not because I go to tanning beds and soak up the sun in tanning beds, but I can get a little anxious traveling. I can get a little anxious. It's like, we've got to get, okay, everyone get back in the car. Everyone got to get all anxious about what we're supposed to be doing so we can get onto our timeline. And it's easy for us to allow those types of anxieties to get into our relationship with Christ. He's not coming on time. He didn't come on the way that I thought He would. He didn't heal the way I thought He was going to heal. He didn't move in my parents. He didn't move in my husband. He's not moving in my kids. How come this is taking so long? Why didn't it come here? And I don't see God moving in this direction, or I don't see Him working. And we can get so spun up by all of these things and forget He's right there with us. He's walking with us. Don't need to be fearful. Don't need to be afraid. The Almighty God, He's literally going before you. He's making the way. I want you to think about that for just a minute. God is literally going before you. He's making a way. It might look impossible. With your eyes, with what you see, it might look like it can't even come to pass. But God's making the way. So don't be dismayed. The word dismayed literally means to be broken, to be shattered. Don't be shattered by life. Don't be fearful of life. Be encouraged. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, He's right there with you, and He's ever going before you. Let's let that soak into our hearts, into our spirits today, so that we can boldly enter into this new promise that God has for us, this new place that He's leading us as the people of Christ. Let's go with confidence so that we can be strong and courageous. God bless you. Thanks for joining me today.